My name is Manny Lozano, and this is WashLife.
Okay, so today we are with Mr. Manny Lozano from Lozanos Car Wash. Manny, how many car washes do you own?
Now I just have 2. In my career, I had 10.
At 10. And how long ago did you get established into the car wash industry?
Over 60 years ago.
And how did you get into the car wash industry?
Through exposure, and it was my father. I was playing football at the time, and I was he flew down to Los Angeles to see me play in the Rose Bowl. And while he was down there, he saw these car washes, and car washes in Southern California is the capital of the car wash industry. And on his way back with my mother, he said, "You know, Em, I think I'd like to get into that business." And that's how I got into it.
Okay, so he purchased his own site. You started working for him.
That's correct.
And that's how the story unfolded.
That's correct. And I was involved with California Car Wash Systems as a distributor for them, and then later Hanna Industries as a distributor for them.
Okay.
In my career.
And what year was this, would you say?
Lots of years ago.
Lots of years ago, okay. In all your years, working in the industry, what are some big changes in the industry that you've witnessed?
I don't know that there were any big changes. I think the economics had a lot to do with it. You know, whether people could afford to have this done. Prior to that, it was all done in the back of service stations with garden hose and buckets, and grew into what we have today in the industry as it is, as a matter of fact. So there's no one big thing. It's just a continued growth it has for so many years. That was unbelievable.
Now, do you feel that the car wash industry peaked already? Do you feel that plateaued? Do you still have opportunity to grow?
I think there's still opportunity to grow in certain places, of course. Economics are such today where the pricing is becoming very expensive, so it might be topping out in some areas. But with the exterior car wash industry, no, it's a new concept. But I just operate, as you well know, the full service car wash.
Full services, and then you say you had 3 locations. What equipment are you using? What chemistry are you using? Any kind of big distributors that you utilize?
The chemicals are Kaady Chemicals out of Portland. And the equipment of the car washes, and they're old, has been out of California and Hanna Industries for the most part.
Okay, so Hanna is a big component.
Yeah.
Okay. Have you noticed any different trends happening with your clientele? Do you believe that the newer generation is not washing as often?
I've heard rumors to that effect. Yes, and it could be something to it. I really don't know. But things have changed so much with the economy in this area where we live in the Santa Clara Valley, which is Silicon Valley. It's a focal point of the world. And land prices are so expensive, and it's virtually impossible for anybody to build car washes in this area today because of circumstances. And some parts of the world, like Australia, the car washes are $50 a pop.
I never knew that. Well, that's crazy.
Yeah, that's absolutely correct. Yeah,
and
I have some friends back there.
Oh, geez. and how much were your car washes when you first got started?
First got started, they were 99 cents.
Inside and out.
Inside and out.
Oh my goodness! And how much was labor back then?
It was around 70 to 74 cents an hour.
Wow! And so we're thinking around what the 50s or so, give or take. 50s, 60s.
60s, yeah.
60s.
Very late 50s, early 60s, yeah.
Man, I think my dad was still like a glimmer in my grandpa's eye, huh? All right. I guess, throughout your career, what would you say is your biggest strength in the industry? What do you think that you did well, that you executed correctly?
I think initially locations.
Always
maximum exposure, good traffic counts, things of that nature. That's what made it successful. So many people have gone into secondary locations, they all fail. They all fail.
And why is that? Because they're like kind of like off the main street?
They're off the main street, the exposure is minimal, and And it's all related to that and people who you hire and how many you hire and so forth and so on.
Okay.
So, initially, there was gas involved in these car washes. That went away with the gas industry as it is today with self-service.
Mm-hmm.
So most of the car washes no longer provide gasoline because it's impossible now.
Right.
The costs are just impossible.
Now, do you believe that or in-bay automatics, are affecting tunnels? Do you believe that IBAs are going to go out of business soon? Do you think they have a place in the industry?
I don't think they affect the full service concept at all.
What you do? It's a scratch to you, huh?
Yeah, it's a different ball game,
Yeah.
It's an entirely different ball
Yeah.
game. And there are lots of them around, of course.
Yeah.
Oil companies are so involved with it today, so. And they're making their marks, but none of them are really successful.
Yeah.
They're just there,
Right. So going back to the strengths question, what would you say, a little personal, what would you say is was your biggest weakness in the car wash industry? Is there something that you think that you could have done better as you were kind of building up your businesses?
I think if I was smarter when I was younger, I think the pricing would have been different. I've been a little more aggressive than I was, to be honest with you, because I didn't know any different.
Right.
I was young and stupid.
Right. Well, you're scared that pricing would affect your clientele coming in,
correct, yeah.
and then so being more aggressive now. Like, what do you mean? Do you think that if you're going to push for that new price, you're just going to go all in for it?
I think so. That's what my thoughts are right now with the pricing range. I was out to dinner with my wife a couple of weeks ago in a nice restaurant. And I ordered a vodka martini up.
Classic, yeah.
Yeah, $20.
Jeez. Yeah.
Plus a tip.
Right. Yeah.
So there were 2 martinis for $40 plus a tip.
Right.
And that's the way it is.
Yeah.
And it seems to me it's a sign of the times, and if you don't move along with it, you're going to be in trouble. Really. Yeah.
And how much was that martini vodka?
It was good.
Oh, we know it's good, but how much was it back in the day?
Oh, when I started drinking, a highball was 25 cents. And if you had a call whiskey, it was another dime. So
Wow.
it could be 35 cents. And,
Plus tip, yeah.
gasoline was 37 cents a gallon.
Jeez. Oh my goodness.
It's a long time ago.
Yeah, that's a long time ago. Oh my goodness. Okay. So, all right. Very cool. Now, the industry obviously is going to a more express service. What are your thoughts about the express business model, about free vacuums, about unlimited car washing? Do you believe that's a good thing for the industry? Do you believe that we're kind of shooting ourselves in the foot?
No, I believe it's good for the industry. Even though I'm personally not involved with it, mine is still of the old school of full service. But I think it's the correct thing to do. And it's very big in the East Coast, and it's making its move out here in California.
Yeah. So you do believe that maybe about 5, 10, 15 years from now, that's where everyone's going to be for the most part express.
Absolutely, yes, yeah.
Just because of labor. And
Labor
everything.
will dictate it alone.
Interesting.
The labor minimum wage is certainly much greater than it was in the old days. The demands that the employees put upon.
Right.
The business is just it's very difficult. Very difficult.
Right.
And especially in the area that we live in, it's very, very difficult with Silicon Valley and what they pay for young people to work there, what you can pay on the street here.
Huh? Yeah.
Even though the minimum wage is still $9 an hour, as I recall, statewide.
Statewide, but not in our area.
Not here. No.
Out here it's 15, right?
15.35. Yeah.
Jeez, unreal.
And you can't hire anybody for 15.35.
You can't. No, I mean to find a cashier, I got to start at like 17.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. To find a good one. Yeah. Even then.
Correct. Yeah.
And then I had a college guy asking me if I offer gym benefits. It's unreal.
Yeah.
But
I could survive at it because it's the old adage: once the car, stove, and refrigerator paid for, life is easy.
Yeah.
So everything is paid for.
Yeah. It makes a lot of sense.
Debt service will eat you up pretty fast.
That's true. So
been there.
buy with cash, right?
Yeah,
that's the ticket.
You got it.
Okay. What's your thoughts about Uber and Lyft ride sharing programs? Do you think that they abuse our industry? Do you think they're helping our industry?
I think they're doing their thing. Whether it helps our industry or not, I don't know. It's hard for me to guess on that one. So I couldn't have an answer for that.
Okay, but it's more clientele for you, if anything.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's a pretty decent thing.
Yeah.
And I guess kind of going back to my previous question, I forgot to ask this. Is there a reason why you didn't embrace the Express model, or is that because were you scared about the changes? Do you believe that the changes wouldn't affect you, or do you think it's just not worth it to change something that's not broken?
That you said it correctly.
Just like that, huh?
Why, if it ain't broken, leave it alone, you know.
So the full service model,
So the full service model is still my way to go, and there's no telling that I may have to change one day. But for this time, I will stay as is, at least for a few more years.
Yeah,
for sure.
And would you mind explaining your pricing structure and how you sell your services?
Well, I don't believe in upselling.
Okay.
It irritates, I think, the customer. So I give them everything that we have to offer with the price of the car wash.
Mm-hmm.
And that includes arm roll and tires, jet waxes, and things of that nature.
Okay.
They get it with. Whether they appreciate it or not, I don't know. But that's kind of my motto. And I just think the upselling can be so irritating.
Yeah. Okay. That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Now, obviously, you have a huge customer base out here. What were your marketing challenges? What is some advice you would offer for marketing?
Well, exposure, number one. Location.
Location.
You know,
okay. Always goes back to location.
You always go back to that.
Mm-hmm.
And, make sure that you do the right job, do it correctly. And with time, it'll work for you. You can do the wrong thing and it'll work against you also. Marketing in the media has been successful for a number of years. It's not what it used to be today because the medias are most of them are going broke, as a matter of fact.
Mm-hmm.
So I think very possible the next year or so I will no longer continue the marketing in newspapers.
Oh, you do a lot of printed
direct
material.
mail.
Yeah. Okay. So you do like mailers though?
I do like mailers, yeah. That goes
Okay.
through the home and things of that nature. I play with that one. And I'm not sure how successful it is, but I think it works for me.
Yeah. And what would you say, out of all the coupons or deals that you ever offered, what was your most effective one, do you believe?
Well, I think direct mail is probably most.
Direct mail,
yeah,
just straight. And then what would the discount be?
A couple of dollars.
Couple dollars.
$2 or $3. Depending on what it is, yeah.
Okay. But one of the biggest issues within the industry is that the market is becoming so saturated with washes. You're looking at LA, you're looking at Arizona, looking at all these issues. Now, for any operator that's experiencing this, where competition is opening up, less than a mile away, and you experienced this, what was your relationship to your competition, and how would you advise other people to approach this situation?
Well, competition is competition. It's always going to be here. I think if you take care of your own business and take care of it properly and not be so concerned with everything else that's going around you with competition, you'll be okay. It might affect you to a certain degree, but you'll still exist. And that's happened to me here in this location that we're at right now. I had 3 other car washes here and they're all gone. It was 3 to 5 year ratio, then it's somebody else. They get tired of putting money into it. They get all excited about it.
Yeah,
they all kind of make the same mistake as what it was. So they're all gone now. And I'm where I am 60 years ago all by myself again.
Yeah.
Because I attend to my business. I'm here every day.
Yeah.
Most of the car washes are absentee owners, and a lot of bad side effects with that.
Yeah.
Because they're not going to take care of the business like you. And my history is such that I work every day of my life unless I'm on vacation. I don't know anything differently.
You loved coming to work,
I
right?
love it. I love it.
Yeah.
It's my social life. I have maybe over 1,000 people here a day at this car wash here where my office is. And it's my social environment. They're people that I see, that I know.
Yeah.
I get to meet new people. I get to communicate with elderly people, which is my favorite.
Yeah.
Especially those in wheelchairs.
Yeah.
I got a lot of one-liners when they go by me. I say, "You got a flat tire?" Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
But it's true. So anyhow, my wife is very pleased with me going to work every day, and she doesn't want me around the house, and I enjoy being here, so it works out real well for all.
Works out really well.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Is there anything in your life that you would change, or do you have any regrets, if you will?
Not really. I don't have any. Maybe a little too slow to make moves or buy some equipment that maybe just came into the market, something like that. That would be about it. Everything else is pretty status quo, really.
Yeah, yeah. A little more aggressive, if you will, huh?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just make sure you do the right job, and the communication. Of course, the people are so important, you know.
So basically, the wisdom of the day is that if you want it, you see it, you attack it right away.
You got it.
You don't waste time, because time is of the essence, huh?
You got it.
Yeah, yeah. I think that you answered a lot of questions so far. Let's go with the final question then.
Sure.
What is the best advice that you would give to someone that wants to enter the industry, someone like me that's trying to learn more about the industry? What, if you could give any kind of idea to be as successful, to be as happy as you?
Well, it depends the kind of money you have. Also, if you're a beginner, there are a lot of opportunities out there from those car washes that exist today that aren't run properly, and it's possible to get into something like that. Otherwise, if it's a brand new one, build one, but don't go and compete with a bunch of people. Find a place where there's no business, no car washes at all.
Which is getting more and more difficult.
Yeah, it's getting more difficult. That's very true, and but that's probably what I have to say about that. Yeah.
Okay, awesome. Do you have any last comments that you want to tell our viewers? Anything that you believe is very important? Someone that you want to rub off onto someone like me, or maybe any young children? I'm sure. Yeah, you got plenty of wisdom.
Yeah,
so
yeah, it's. I think the big thing is being in business, especially this one here, maybe any business as far as that goes, is the exposure that one receives from being in business, and basically doing the right thing, other opportunities that are in the ball game. And I've been able to obtain some things that were entirely different than the car washing industry, and it's been very successful for me, and I've made a lot of money over the years. Yeah, exposure is what it's all about. And the guy that tells me he did it on his own is full of baloney.
yeah, you can never do it by yourself.
No.
It's a team effort.
I didn't have the wonderful mother and father that I had, and brother and sister, and all the help. I wouldn't be here to where I am today. No question about it. And I come from a poor background. I was born in a home, not a hospital.
Yeah. Wow. I never knew
My
that.
parents just came from this country a little over 100 years ago. Started off with nothing, and worked every day, and keep your nose clean, and with enough time you're going to get there. There's no shortcuts.
No shortcuts.
No.
Of course not.
No.
Awesome. Well, yeah, and well, that's all I have.
Okay.
Manny, thank you very much for having me. And that's it. It's easy, huh?